A message appears on your screen. 4 words. We went with someone else. Nothing touches your skin. No one raises a hand against you, and yet something in your chest tightens as if you've been struck. Why does language do this? Why can 4 words rearrange the way your body feels? This is not the first time a no has done this to a human being. It may be one of the oldest wounds we carry, older than language itself. To understand it, we have to go back to a world without job applications, without phones, without screens at all. A world where belonging wasn't a preference. It was the difference between mourning and no mourning at all. We can imagine a small group gathered close to a fire, the night pressing in around them, cold and wide and full of things they couldn't name. Somewhere near that fire, a decision is being made. Who eats first tonight? Who walks beside the hunters tomorrow? Who is trusted enough to be told where the water still runs, even in the driest months? For people living in such conditions, these decisions were never small. In many small, interdependent groups, no single person could gather enough food, defend against every danger, or survive a hard season entirely alone. The people around you weren't companions in the way we think of the word now. They were your food storage, your warning system, your only real defense against the dark beyond the firelight. A scene like this may have played out again and again in different valleys, different climates, different centuries. Someone stands at the edge of the group, waiting to hear whether they still belong inside it. And the answer is not just social, it is physical. It could mean sleeping closer to the warmth or further from it. It could mean being handed a share of the meal or watching others eat while you wait. To be pushed outside that circle wasn't an insult. It was a change in your odds. This is where the story turns inward, into the strange architecture of the human mind. Research suggests that when people experience social exclusion, some of the same neural systems involved in processing physical pain also become active. Scientists sometimes describe this as an overlap between social pain and bodily pain. Not identical experiences, but ones that can share some of the same alarm circuitry. This may help explain why rejection doesn't just disappoint you. It reaches into the body. A tightening in the chest, a sudden drop as if the floor shifted slightly beneath you. The urge to check your phone one more time, hoping the message will read differently the second time. The way a single sentence can replay itself in your mind long after it was spoken. For early humans, a system like this may have been especially useful. Pain is a signal built to demand attention. You can't easily ignore it. If losing social connection carried real risks, then borrowing pain's own alarm system to protect that connection would have made a kind of evolutionary sense. Exclusion needed to feel urgent because in some environments, it once was. The problem is that alarm didn't fade when circumstances changed. It simply moved indoors, into modern rooms, modern relationships, modern silence. Picture a phone lighting up with a rejection from a job you wanted badly. The words are polite, professional, and still something in your body reacts as if a door has been shut against the cold. Picture the quiet after a relationship ends. Not the arguments, but the after, the rearranging of a life around an absence, the mind searching for what went wrong, as if understanding it could somehow undo it. Picture a group chat where plans are made, and your name simply isn't part of them. No cruelty, no explanation. Just an absence with your shape in it. Picture a shorter reply than usual. A missed glance. A conversation that ends one beat too soon. Nothing dramatic happens. And yet you feel it. A small drop in temperature. A quiet scan for what you might have done wrong. None of these moments threaten your body the way winter once did, but the mind doesn't measure the danger in calories or shelter. It measures it in belonging. And on that older scale, even a short reply can register as a kind of distance from the fire. This is the part worth sitting with. Your mind is not only reacting to what happened today, it may be reacting to what that event resembles, an old signal dressed in new circumstances. When rejection hurts in your body, it is not an exaggeration, and it is not a flaw in your character. It may be a very old system still doing the only job it ever learned, treating the loss of belonging as a wound worth protecting against. The feeling is real, but it may not be an accurate map of the danger you're actually in. Somewhere in an unrecorded night, a person once stood at the edge of a fire, uncertain if they'd be welcomed back into its light. You may still carry that same uncertainty even now in rooms that fire never reached. Not because you are still in danger, but because some part of you has never quite stopped listening for the sound of the circle closing or opening around you.